Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the latest developments in the Speaker showdown. Overnight, the new nominee for Speaker of the House is Mike Johnson. The big question, does he have the votes to end the 3-week stalemate? Also, an ABC News exclusive with the family of Travis King. They're speaking for the first time since the U.S. Army private voluntarily crossed over into North Korea came home. You're going to see those stories and so much more right here on GMA.
Ahead in the next hour, GMSA, the Texas Rangers now know who they're playing as they chase their first World Series title. What you need to know ahead of Game 1. Plus, a downtown hotel converted to a shelter is hoping to help the city tackle homelessness. Why not everyone is on board with those plans. And up next, San Antonio police investigating a shooting on the city's west side. What they're now saying about the suspect. Checking TransGuide right now. 281 at San Pedro looks pretty good. Roads are damp in a few spots, but no scattered showers here in town to speak of note. 281 at 410, a little bit closer to the airport, no problems. And there's 410 at Blanco.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, everybody. Rise and shine at 6 a.m. on your Wednesday, October 25th.
Thanks for joining us, and we're going to get to weather and traffic in just a few minutes. But as you can see, we are getting ready to cheer on our San Antonio Spurs.
Tonight, they're kicking off their regular season against our I-35 rivals, the Dallas Mavericks.
Max Massey is getting ready for all the action at the Frost Bank Center. And Max, are you ready to suit up with the silver and black? Oh, impressive.
Oh my goodness, guys. Am I ready? I'm glad you said it. The Frost Bank Center. Take a look. It's a new look. It's a new look arena. It's a new look team. And I mean, look, if you're a fan of the Spurs, you already know Victor Wembanyama. It's a lot of excitement. So yes, tonight, taking on Dallas. Very excited. I-35 rivals. I did just check the odds. Not an odds guy, but I did check. Technically, Dallas is a 4-point favorite. So let's see if Victor and the squad, young team, can come in here, do what they do what they've been doing in the preseason, in the summer league, and win. So I'm gonna see. Let's see. This is for good omen. I'm not saying that my shot is indicative of a win, but I'm feeling pretty good, guys. All right. Whew. Can I, Mark, Steph, can I get a little bit of love? Nothing?
Woo, you
All right,
got
thanks for the support.
this.
Oh no.
It looked good though.
All right, well, our
Try
producer,
again.
Colin, who I assume is in the booth right now, said he'll give me $1 for every shot I make, so.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. All right.
It's the pressure, I know it.
This third time's the charm.
This is not a good start.
Fourth time's the
Not a
charm.
good start. Okay, 4th time. This is it. I can feel it.
Is this your warm-up, Max?
This is the warm-up. Oh. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've been warming up. There we go.
Yay!
Thank you. All the other news crews, they're rooting me on. We're a big team here, just like the Spurs. We're gonna be here through the morning. I'm gonna explain the shirt coming up at 6:30. Mark, Steph, come join me. We'll play one-on-one. I'm way too out of breath for this.
Now I'm ready to play Max.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I'm
You did
actually-
good, Max. It's hard to do on live TV, I know.
Thank you.
Thank you, Max. Go Spurs, go.
Go Spurs, go. So, of course, this is going to be the big story all day, both on air and online. And you this morning on KSAT.com, a look at the French phenom, Victor Wembanyama. And it's a new era for the silver and black. And we're breaking it all down. So keep it right here on KSAT 12, our website, and everywhere you stream.
Mike Osterhage is working on his computer.
Yes,
Mike, I'm seeing
indeed,
some
and
showers.
I want to show you that it is fairly dry out there by 410 at the airport as of right now. A lot of clouds. We do have a few little sprinkly showers, though, kind of hanging around the area. And as you can see,
Hey, Mike.
yes.
It's downright raining at 410 in Fredericksburg.
Oh, it sure is.
Okay, as you can see right out
Yes,
there,
sir.
and
Yeah.
there's that little spot that's moving right on through right there. That was the one that moved through downtown, and this is going to continue. Just kind of those two spots working right up I-10, and another little spot has just popped up right here in the downtown area, just west of exactly downtown. That's also moving off to the west to northwest. Even a few more going up 281, and a couple of showers out here. 90 if you're coming in from Castroville, you are going to be running into one or two of those little showers. Again, they're just kind of few and far between, enough to make the roads wet, enough to slow things down for the morning commute. So just keep an eye on. And there's another spot. And again, these things are just popping up here and there as the morning rolls on, right there by 35 and 410 on the southwest side of town. So That'll be the case throughout the rest of the morning. 75 degrees here in town, low to mid 70s all around the area, way above normal by 15, 20 degrees almost. Ton of humidity out there. A lot of moisture in the atmosphere, and that's going to get squeezed out tonight, especially in portions of the hill country. I'm going to explain more on that with potentially heavy downpours in the hill country tonight. Mold, ragweed, moderate, grass, and pigweed are low. Throughout the rest of the morning, we'll have those scattered showers here and there. They'll pop up and then just kind of move on out. So not a lot of rain, but again, just enough to make the roads wet this morning. And then it's just going to be about 10 degrees that we go from the low to the high today. 84 with a few more showers and a couple of thunderstorms possible. Out in the hill country then tonight is when a disturbance is moving on through. And like I said, potential for some heavy downpours, maybe a couple of stronger storms, and that'll last overnight into the early morning hours. After that, kind of the same old, but that front, timing of it is speeding up somewhat. We'll talk about that, what to expect Sunday night and Monday and Tuesday. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority. So wet out there on the northwest side. What's any
like
problems?
Mark had just said, Mike, as you see there, 410 at Fredericksburg, roads are wet. It is pretty much raining out there from this particular shot at TransGuide. A lot of folks out there kicking up those rooster tails, as Mike would say, but take it slow, folks. Roads are wet. You want to make sure you get to your destination safely. There is a school bus out there as well. Again, make sure those kids have the proper gear as they get out there this morning. As we take a look, though, we are seeing traffic also pick up just a bit out there in both the east and westbound lanes near Fredericksburg Road. Take it easy. Our morning commute isn't too troublesome yet, but that rain could slow you down, as Mike did mention. Taking a look at our map, no big slowdowns detected just yet, so this is a perfect opportunity to head out the door. Just make sure that those windshield wipers are working properly. Taking a look at these travel times, the journey from Bernie along I-10 eastbound is still pretty good, 23 minutes at this hour. 281 southbound from Bulverde. No need to hurry there, guys. 25 minutes to get right here to downtown San Antonio. And it's the same along I-35 southbound from New Braunfels. Not too awful there. Roads aren't too awful either, as get one last look at TransGuide, just wet, and we want to make sure you get to your destination on time, but more importantly, safely. I'm going to track these roads closely, and I'll have another update coming up in the next few minutes. Mark.
Stephen, thank you. New this morning, San Antonio police say a fight between two groups of women ended with one of their dads being shot and stabbed. We've just learned that man has died. It happened around 9 o'clock last night in the 200 block of Morema Street, just north of Castroville Road over on the west side. Police believe the victim was stabbed in a fight by an unidentified man. He was later shot multiple times further down the street. The man was taken to University Hospital, where he later died. The group of women related to the victim are being questioned by detectives, and police say they have video of the man who shot the victim.
San Antonio police and Crime Stoppers are searching for the suspects in a couple of cases. They hope you can help them find those responsible. In the first case, the suspects fired at a woman and her 3-year-old daughter as they were walking to their car. This happened back in August on Gambler Road on the east side. The little girl was hit in the leg. Officials later released a photo of the suspect vehicle from surveillance footage. You can take a closer look right now on our website. Police are also hoping you can help them track down a suspect in the murder of a 20-year-old man. This happened back in January. Brandon Caldwell was fatally shot at the Ivy Apartments at Lavender Lane near South W.W. White Road. If you have any information about either case, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers. That number is on your screen. It's 210-224-STOP.
In your morning headlines, more American firepower arriving in the Middle East, including F-16 fighters from the New Jersey Air National Guard. The Pentagon is also revealing 13 attacks on U.S. military bases in Iraq and Syria in the last week, with dozens of minor injuries. An Iranian-backed militant group claims U.S. bases in the United Arab Emirates and Kuwait will also be targeted in a response to the Israel-Hamas war. Meanwhile, new efforts continue to free more hostages in Gaza, including Americans taken by Hamas during the October 7th attack. The U.S. has been pushing Israel to delay its ground invasion of Gaza.
And on Capitol Hill, Republicans have chosen their 4th nominee for House Speaker, but more chaos could be on the way. Louisiana Congressman Mike Johnson is the main nominee for House Speaker. However, 44 Republicans voted for others, including Kevin McCarthy, who was ousted from the job 3 weeks ago. One Republican lawmaker said the ongoing saga is causing chaos.
We are hopelessly divided. We are struggling to find our way. To continue to go through this exercise is, I think, an existential threat to to the constitutional republic.
The full House is expected to vote on Johnson's nomination today.
An Alaska Airlines pilot has pleaded not guilty to attempted murder charges, accused of trying to shut off the engines during a flight to San Francisco last weekend. 44-year-old Joseph Emerson was off duty sitting in the cockpit jump seat when authorities say he stood up, said, "I'm not okay," and tried to pull the plane's T-handles. Officials say had Emerson pulled the handles all the way down, that would have turned on the fire extinguishers on the engines and turned the plane into a glider within seconds. Court documents show Emerson told investigators he had not slept in 40 hours, felt he was having a nervous breakdown, and mentioned using psychedelic mushrooms about 48 hours earlier.
Time now is 6:09 and 75 degrees for now.
Still to come, Apple says it will now make iPhone parts and tools available for customers nationwide. How that can help your budget before 6:30.
And after the break, as things cool off outside, you're going to need to be aware of fire danger. What you can do about it next.
Grab an umbrella, folks, as we're seeing on some of the cameras around town this morning. Heavy rain in some spots, but I mean, it's very hit or miss. The roads are still dry in this shot over by the airport. You're watching Good Morning San Antonio.
The altar or altar is a very important piece of the Dia de los Muertos.
And at Mi Tierra, the altars honoring the dead remain on display all year long.
As you can see, we have some very important politicians here, and some of our employees, past employees, they're on the altar as well. Just about anybody that can bring us a picture will go into the altar.
Whether it's Selena's altar or one of the many others, you'll notice some similarities.
The altar is 2 tiers, 3 tiers, or 7 tiers. There are different altars with different purposes, and what it consists of. First, you have to have a religious figure. You have to have the picture or pictures of the person that you are honoring. Candles, papel picado, of course, their favorite food or drink, salt, and the pan de muerto, of course, as a big part of the altar. And it is round. If you can see this bread right here is round because we believe our soul is round. And these decorations show the bones of the skeleton. So we have the marigolds, we have the water. You know, we have an opportunity not just to preserve, but really to teach our culture to our guests. Everybody that comes here, we get to talk about the tradition. Everybody loves it. Everybody falls in love with it.
Well, as it gets cooler outside, U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission is reminding you about the dangers of outdoor fires.
Fuel containers, flammable liquids, and fuel vapors can be dangerous if not used properly. The CPSC says thousands of people are treated yearly for injuries related to flammable liquids.
Fuel containers can be very dangerous because the vapors that escape from them are visible and highly flammable.
So the CPSC says if you plan on lighting a fire outside or using a fire pit, to remember these safety tips.
Always have water around in case a fire gets out of control. Never pour liquid fuel onto an open flame. Make sure you're using the appropriate materials to start your fire. And when storing the fuel containers, make sure they're kept in a well-ventilated and cooler area, preferably outside of your home.
And some of the roadways look a little shiny because of the rain. Let's check back with Stephen Cavazos.
Yeah, I like that word shiny, but definitely want to take it slow out there. As we take a look there at 410 at Fredericksburg again, you can see that traffic again picking up in the east and westbound lanes, but also kicking up those rooster tails. A lot of people have already head out the door and maybe trying to beat some of those wet roads, but you can see traffic is starting to slow down out there. I was just checking some of the sources that I have. No major issues have been reported, at least at this hour, but we want you to take it slow again. again, we are seeing things build up out there along 410 and also looking pretty wet. Now, our map is not showing any major slowdowns, at least just yet, but I'm going to keep a close eye on things. And I always want to remind you around this time, anyone heading in from Castroville, this could slow your commute down a bit. That concrete work that we're going to see take place again. Again, this starts at 9 this morning, finishes at 3 in the afternoon. We are going to see this take us all the way to the end of the work week. And it's that single eastbound main lane closure that could slow you down. It's from West Military Drive to General McMullen. But if you scan this QR code, you can get in the know before you have to go. A lot of work is always happening in and around the Alamo City, so it's never truly a quiet morning. But I want to see if we can get it back here to this shot at TransGuide where we can show the roads out there along 410 at Fredericksburg. And there it is, guys. We are seeing that commute build up again. And as Steph said, the roads are shiny. Take it slow out there, folks.
Yeah, a little shiny this morning.
You know, talking about the fuel safety measures and your safety tips, since we're going to have some colder weather coming in here Monday, Tuesday, well, Sunday night, now's time to, check out your heating system.
Yeah.
And if you can have somebody do it, change the air filter if it needs to, and just all those usual things, space heaters. Don't put them near anything.
I'm ready to fire up the chimenea.
Yes, indeed. You will definitely
Good idea.
need it. Monday morning, you'll need to warm up the bus and the car and everything.
Yes.
Not this morning, 74 degrees. We've got a few showers around the area. Very warm, very humid. A few more, later on this afternoon, kind of like we had yesterday and the day before that, mid-80s. Then different story is going to be taking place tonight in the Hill Country, and then we'll talk about that front. First of all, take a look out there. This is over there at 10, looking out toward the medical center, and not only is the road shiny, but it is also really wet. And you can see actually some of that spray getting kicked up. Traffic's moving along fairly well out there, so that's good news. Here's what's going on. I mean, just big picture, hardly anything is showing up. But when you zoom in, you can see that these showers, and they were going right up 10 right there, and now just continuing to work their way up to the north. So this is heading in toward Leon Springs right there around the rim, and that will continue to move up there. And then further on down to the south, we've got a couple more right there by Memorial High School. So if you're going to be dropping the kids off right there, a little bit on the wet side, also by Jefferson, John Jay, and then further around the area elsewhere, there's not a heck of a lot, maybe a couple little sprinkly showers, but these few right here, which have basically been going right up I-10, right where a lot of traffic is this morning. A lot of folks use that for the commute. So you definitely want to just kind of take it easy. And we'll have a few more of these showers around, even a couple of them out there in portions of the Hill Country. All right, talking about tonight. First of all, throughout the day today, not much. I mean, same as we've seen the past few days. Scattered showers around here. Disturbance is going to move into the Hill Country then tonight, and there's a bunch of moisture in the atmosphere. I mean, you walk outside, you go, well, yeah, no kidding, but compared to what would be normal this time of year, it's way above normal, and so that's why some of these storms that do pop up are really going to be feeding off of that, and there's the potential for some very heavy downpours as well as some flooding out there in portions of the Hill Country. And this is going to last in through the early morning hours tomorrow. Another batch of rain is going to try and pop up down here along the coastal plain. As that moves in, all of a sudden it gets kind of shoved off to the east, and some of those showers in the Hill Country will die down. Then it's just going to be the usual kind of here and there throughout the day tomorrow. That'll be the situation Friday, Saturday as well. Here's what the rainfall potential is, and we are looking at 2, 3, 4 inches of rain, or even more than that, in parts of the Hill Country, and then maybe the little heavier downpours here and there. Elsewhere, half an inch to an inch of rain. Also, some of those storms could be on the potentially severe side. There's a very small risk for that, with high winds being the biggest threats out there in the Hill Country. All right, jump ahead to Sunday. A couple of scattered showers. Going to start off same old on Sunday. Then here comes that line of rain, and this is going to be along and even behind the front moving through. And there is one computer model that now has that front coming through late in the afternoon, 4 or 5 o'clock. And I'll tell you one thing, when this thing comes through, you will definitely notice it, because we're looking at temperatures dropping down a good 15, close to 20 degrees, blustery winds. This is going to be Sunday evening, and then that will continue on into Monday. And Monday is going to be a wet and cold day as well. But today, Same old, same old. Tonight, we have to watch out in the hill country for some of those heavier downpours out there. Then it's back to just that warm, humid, scattered showers through early Sunday, and the front comes through late in the day. Like I said, it has been speeding up. It didn't look like it was going to be till Monday a couple of days ago, and each and every successive computer model run brings in a little bit quicker. So even late Sunday afternoon, get ready for that. Yes, indeed. And then 40s to start off Monday and Tuesday.
Halloween's going to feel like Halloween for a change.
Yes.
Halloween's going to be nippy. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
It's pretty cold. Thank you.
621, 75 degrees.
Well, just ahead, a family is speaking out about how their dog saved the life of their son after he suffered a stroke. That's next in your GMA First Look.
My name is Josh Sanabria, and I'm the owner at Isla Veterinary Boutique Hospital. I was 5-6 years of age, and I knew I was going to be a vet. Once Alexandra called me to let me know that Bank of America had approved my loan, it was important to me.
We not only just provide the financing piece, we do everything that we can to surround them with the right people.
All you need is a perfect, amazing team that will guide you through the right steps to be successful, and that's what Bank of America was for me.
Had enough? No, arthritis. Here, Aspercream arthritis.
Full prescription strength. Reduces inflammation. Thank the gods.
Don't thank them too soon.
Kick pain in the Aspercream.
How you start your day defines the rest of it. Start it with Philips Sonicare, with expertise and with the total confidence that you've done everything for your health. So you know you will always get it right. Philips.
Welcome back, everybody. Taking a look at your morning consumer headlines, Apple is making it easier to fix your iPhone and other devices. The company has agreed to support a federal right to repair bill. That means the parts, tools, and documents needed to repair Apple products will be available to independent repair shops nationwide.
And fans can now access the popular anime service Crunchyroll right now from Amazon Prime's video app. It's the world's largest streaming library of anime with over 24,000 hours. There are 2 tiers starting at $7.99 per month.
And Google adding some new features to the Google Play Games beta. It's a service that allows you to play Android games on a PC. The features include letting players use console gaming controllers and support for 4K screen resolution on some monitors.
Time now 6:26 and 75 degrees for now.
It's wet out there in some spots, not just a little bit, a lot. At 10 and West Avenue, we've been tracking that. We'll be right back.
Hi, good morning. Welcome back at 6:30 on your Wimby Wednesday, October 25th.
Thanks for starting your morning with us.
That's right. We're going to get to weather and traffic in just a few minutes. But first, we want to get right to our top story this morning. Of course, it's one that everyone's talking about, our San Antonio Spurs.
Tonight, they're kicking off their regular season against our I-35 rivals, the Dallas Mavericks.
As you can see, Max Massey is staying on top of all the action this morning, and we checked in with him earlier at the Frost Bank Center, and he's still working on that jump shot. So, Max, are you ready for Coach Pop to put you in now?
That hurt a little bit, Steph. Yes, the jump shot needs a little bit of work. But you know what? I'm thinking like backup point guard, Trey Jones-esque. We'll see. Like just put me on the bench, hard-nosed defender. Speaking of the bench, this is where the players sit. I'm still working my way up to try to become a player, but take a look at this. If you come out tonight, opening night, you got one of these awesome t-shirts. I'm gonna step out of the way, show you what we're looking at. It's pretty incredible, really well done. It's actually drawn by a local artist. And I gotta tell you guys, there's some Easter eggs hidden around here because even though you come out, you get a t-shirt, there are some signatures, some autographs on select t-shirts, depending on where you sit. They won't tell me where they are. So if you come out, you can get an autographed t-shirt. I don't wanna let this be more suspenseful than it needs to. It's signed by Coyote, very exciting time. And Steph, you were talking a little trash. Yeah, I know, I need to work on my jump shot. Hopefully though, the Spurs are coming in hot this year. Last year, weird year, but it worked out. We got Wemby. Very excited. Let's see. I'm feeling it now. All right. I'm not gonna lie. Been working on it a little bit this morning. Oh, there we go. We're done. 1 for 1. I got the whole crew out here.
Net.
You got this.
So to our producer Colin, who promised me $1 for every shot I made on air.
Oh, there you go.
That's number 2. Just saying. But guys. Very excited for tonight. We've been waiting so long for today. Not only the Spurs are back, they're healthy. The young guys, they're extended. We're ready to go. We got Jeremy. Oh, we got Wemby. Come on, we got Devin Vassell, Keldon. So excited. Zach Collins just got an extension too. I'm so excited, not only for the NBA season to start. Technically it started last night, but we don't care about those games. We are ready for tonight, taking down the Mavs. I'm calling it here. 1-0, Mark and Steph.
1-0. Nice. And we just heard, Max, that the Spurs have signed you not to a 10-day, but a 10-second contract.
Oh.
I'll take it.
Exactly.
What does that
right?
salary look like that?
Nice. I don't know. We'll find you an agent. Max, thank you very much. This is, of course, going to be our big story both all day, online and on air. We have live reports throughout our newscast. Be sure to keep it right here on KSAT 12, our website, and everywhere you stream us. Mike, good morning.
Okay, Max is working up a sweat out there, man. He was just, did you see all the beads of sweat on his forehead? Maybe he was just nervous that he wasn't making any shots. Anyway, out there at 10, this is looking out to the northwest past the medical center, and you can see it is definitely wet out there. We have temperatures right now that's still at the airport, 75 degrees. These numbers really haven't changed that much. A lot of humidity, and that's really going to come into play tonight, especially in the hill country. More on that in a second, and a decent breeze out there. Big picture, there's not a lot, but when you zoom on in, a lot of this rain has been falling right where it counts, where a lot of people are traveling. Here's another batch of rain that's moving right past 410 and kind of straddling 10 and Bandera Road, moving off to the northwest, and then a few more of these showers. This batch that moved on through, and that continues up in toward right around Leon Springs and up toward Fair Oaks Ranch. And it's going to be just, again, a few of them here and there kind of scattered around. This picture may fill in just a little bit as we go on in through the rest of the morning. And again, we'll have the scattered ones today as well. Everybody has very consistent temperatures, what we've had the past few days, and then high temperature is going to be the same. Now, mold and ragweed are both on the moderate side, grass and pigweed low. The updated count's going to come out in about an hour or so. So a couple of scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm. It'll be on the breezy side once again later on this afternoon. It's kind of breezy this morning as well. Then tonight, we're going to have to watch out in the hill country for some showers and thunderstorms to develop, potentially some heavy downpours, and potentially a couple of stronger to almost severe storms out northwest. And that's going to be in the overnight hours, early tomorrow. Then back to mid-80s, couple of scattered showers, starting off in the mid-70s. That'll be the case tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and the first part of the day, Sunday. Then that front's going to move through, and the timing of it is starting to move up somewhat. So it looks like it is going to be Sunday late afternoon. That thing comes through, you're going to know it. Temperatures will drop like a rock, windy, wet, and that's going to be the case Monday as well. It's going to be just a sort of a raw day on Monday. All the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, wet roads. Does that mean problems?
Check out that monitor over there, Mike. We do have a crash reported at 10 at Crossroads. Let's go ahead and get a wider look there at TransGuide, where we do see the roads are wet. Traffic not looking great either, folks. We do have flashing lights out there. Indicates first responders are on the scene, and you can even see some of them are combing through that area. Now, TxDOT has listed this as a major crash, and you can already see that it's causing some big issues for drivers out there. Be on the lookout. It is tough to say if we have spotted paramedics because that shot is still pretty dark as well. Now, I-10 westbound at Callahan Road is where we have that crash pinpointed. And actually, pardon me, it should say Crossroads, and that's actually where TxDOT has it pinpointed. We have 2 lanes that are blocked right now, and you can see that buildup is already forming. Not a good sign, but I'm going to watch it closely, get it labeled, and then we're going to send a push alert out. But take a look now at our map. We're going to see a little bit of that congestion that is already creeping in. And as usual, US 90 is the first to go, where we see that red that's already building out there. 35 southbound. If you are heading in from New Braunfels, pack some patience this morning. Now, again, I want you to be on the lookout here at I-10 at Crossroads. This is in the westbound lanes. 2 lanes remain blocked, and we do have those flashing lights out there. We're going to keep a close eye on this, and I'll have another update coming up a little bit later on. Mark.
Thank you, Stephen. What was a fight between 2 groups of people has now risen to the level of a homicide.
The medical examiner's office confirms that a man who was stabbed and shot has died.
Trina Weber live at Public Safety Headquarters, where detectives are trying to track down his killer. It seems they may know who that person is, Katrina.
Now, based on what officers told us, that suspect was captured on camera. They say they have video of him. Now it's just a matter of catching him in real life. Well, the man who was killed has been identified as 54-year-old Gabriel Campos Gonzalez. Police say he was stabbed and then shot during a fight around 9 o'clock last night. It happened in the 200 block of Moraima Street near Castroville Road. Officers told us this fight was the result of an ongoing feud between two groups of people and that Gonzalez was the father of one of those people. The police have not released any details on his killer, but again, they say they do have video of him. Reporting live at Public Safety Headquarters, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. New this morning, crews had their hands full with a fire on the southwest side of town. This happened just before 3:30 at a makeshift home on Gladstone Street. That's not far from I-35 and Division. We're told people were living in the metal shed-like structure behind the home. At some point overnight, it caught fire and burned to the ground. Firefighters had a tough time getting in because there were 3 or 4 dogs that got in the way. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Well, on to other top stories this morning. Workers at a downtown daycare are worried their daycare is near a hotel that's about to be turned into a homeless shelter. Discovery World Learning Center on West Cesar Chavez is next to a Holiday Inn. That's where the city is planning to run a 200-room shelter. It's the same hotel Haven for Hope operated for about 2.5 years during the pandemic. And during that time, the child care center's CEO says it faced daily challenges with trash, loitering, and drugs. The city's human services director admits they did not reach out to Discovery World, but also said they were surprised to hear about concerns from when Haven operated the hotel. Sam Ministries, who will be operating the shelter, says they want to be good neighbors.
Homelessness, illegal dumping, and shootings all top of mind for neighbors at last night's public safety town hall. Neighbors and District 10 Councilman Mark White stressed that among the concerns was 2 officers shot during a domestic disturbance call last week in District 10. They're also worried about a string of shootings that left 5 officers hurt and 3 suspects dead in August and September. Now, White talked to neighbors about the issue of repeat offenders being released. It is a hot button issue for Bexar County District Attorney Joe Gonzalez and San Antonio Police Chief William McManus. However, this chief says that city and county officials are now working together.
Happening today, Metro Health hosting a mass vaccination event to protect the community against the flu. The event is happening from 8 to 2 at the Alamo Dome. Just go to the Southgate entrance 24 and 25 at 100 Montana Street. Vaccines will be given at no cost while supplies last. The event is open to the public with no appointment needed. We have all the details on our website.
KSAT and our community partners want to remind you to get your flu shot. So there is one more chance for you to get a free vaccine courtesy of Bexar County and University Health. That opportunity is on Saturday, November 4th from 8 a.m. until noon.
And Mike's been talking about the strong cold front next week. It's going to get cold around here. Haven for Hope is holding a fall coat drive Friday and Saturday. You can make a donation between 9 and 5. Fleece, hoodies, heavy coats, and lightweight jackets are needed for all ages. You can also donate to their Amazon wish list as well. We have all that information on our website at ksat.com. 640, 75 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Just about 6:44, the Texas Rangers now know their opponent for the World Series after last night's Game 7 of the NLCS. Up in Philly, Arizona's Corbin Carroll went 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored, sending the Diamondbacks to the World Series for the first time in 22 years. They stunned the Phillies 4-2 in Game 7 and will go for their second title, while the Rangers are still going for their first. And just like Texas, the Diamondbacks came back in their championship series by winning the final 2 games on the road. So looking ahead, Game 1 of the World Series set for Friday night, Globe Life Field in Arlington. Here's a look at the schedule. The Rangers will be counting on slugger Adolis Garcia to stay hot at the plate. He set a record for RBIs in a postseason series with 15 against the Houston Astros. For Arizona, their only other trip to the Fall Classic saw the Diamondbacks beat the New York Yankees in a 7-game thriller back in 2001.
All right, time now 6:44. I see flashing lights out there at I-10 at Crossroads. Let's check back with Steven.
Yeah, things aren't looking great out over here at I-10 at Crossroads. Those westbound lanes, folks, are going to be problematic for you. As you take a wider look there at TransGuide, you still see that we have first responders that are out there on the scene due to a major crash in the area. Now, I was just checking some information from TxDOT. It does look like we have 3 lanes that are blocked at this hour. And if you have that KSAT mobile app downloaded, make sure the notifications are turned on because we did send that push alert out about the situation where we do have those lanes blocked. Now, again, this is along I-10 westbound as you approach Crossroads Boulevard. A little bit of that backup is already starting to form. Now, the good news is it's not in the eastbound lanes, which would probably cause a bigger delay for drivers. But as we drive a little bit further up I-10, check this out. We do have another crash reported there at I-10 eastbound at Dominion Drive, where 2 lanes are blocked. Again, major issue out there, but I'm not seeing so much of a buildup just yet. I have to keep a very close eye on things throughout the morning. But as always, make sure that you are doing the same. Giving you a wider view of our map, we have a little bit of that congestion that is going to start to build, so just pack your patience this morning. But it does look like our morning commute and morning rush may be a little bit problematic as we get another look there at 10 at Crossroads. I-10 is one of those spots where we saw the roads getting a little bit wet out there, so it's not clear if that is what caused this crash. I want to make that point, but it's clear that it's not helping the situation when we have a lot more folks out there. So we'll keep a close eye on this, and hopefully there are no serious injuries reported.
Thank you, Stephen.
Just a sea of headlights out there coming at you. And that's what it looks like on I-10 right now. And this is inbound 10. We're looking out toward the medical center right now. And again, things have definitely kind of slowed down just because of the wet roads. But the few showers that were out there have pretty much moved along. And that's what we've been seeing is these, showers dump a decent little downpour here and there, if you want to call it that, and then they continue to work their way up to the north. So not much is really showing up as of right now. There may be even a couple of light little sprinkles that are too light, kind of mixed on in here, maybe a few of them over there by Kirby, Windcrest. Here's the rain that worked its way up I-10, and that's continuing to work its way further on up to the north. And again, it's going to be sort of hit and miss throughout the rest of the morning as well as the afternoon. What we have to watch out for, though, is tonight out in the hill country. And if you kind of took a column of the atmosphere and then squeezed out all the moisture in it, the amount of moisture in the atmosphere is way above what is normal this time of year. And so what that means is that's going to be feeding potentially some really heavy downpours out there in the hill country as a disturbance works its way on through the hill country. And this is going to be late tonight in the early morning hours tomorrow. Scattered showers elsewhere, and then another couple of cells are going to try and develop down here along the coastal plain. Those, however, look like they're going to sort of put on the brakes, working their way northwest, and then head off to the east. And these showers, the majority are going to be well up there to the north, and it's going to be early tomorrow, but we will have some for the morning commute, especially out there in the hill country. And again, a lot more off to the east. And then after the morning tomorrow, it's back to sort of the scattered variety of some showers, as well as a thunderstorm or two in the afternoon. There's what the rainfall potential is out in parts of the hill country. And again, we're looking at, inch, 2 inches, and then even out in toward, say, Riel County, Northern Edwards County, 3-5 inches of rain is going to be possible out there, and that's going to be late tonight into tomorrow. Jump ahead once again, got to talk about that front on Sunday, a few scattered showers, but there's the band of rain, which is pretty much along and behind that front, and this will be the case Sunday and then into Monday. And when that front moves through, and the timing of it has definitely started to speed up. A couple of days ago, it looked like it wasn't going to be coming through until sometime on Monday. Now it looks, with some of the latest computer model data, that it's going to be coming through late in the afternoon on Sunday. So we'll start off just like about every other morning in the low mid 70s around here, a couple of showers. Front moves through. Temperatures are going to be dropping down in behind that thing. 15 degrees, close to 20 degrees in some, and obviously it's going to move through the hill country sooner, and it's going to get very windy winds out of the north. You'll know this one when it comes through here, and it's going to be wet. And then temperatures just continue to drop down in through the overnight hours to Monday. So look at that. 35, almost 40 degree difference from Sunday afternoon to Monday morning down to 45 degrees. Getting up to 55 actually may be kind of pushing things. And as of right now, rain should be out of here by trick-or-treating time.
That is good news.
But cold.
Yes, cold. We'd be prepared for that.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike. And looking ahead to tomorrow, our fall adventure series continues here on GMSA.
Some of our GMSA producers went to SeaWorld to see what's new this year for Howl-O-Scream.
So here's a sneak peek at what they found.
Not the blood. Not the bodies. All the bodies.
We have something for everyone. Currently, right now, we have Howl-O-Scream. This is a nighttime fun, but we also have some daytime fun called Spooktacular, where guests can bring their kids to do trick-or-treating, corn mazes, super fun.
So to see more screaming and the spooky things that you can expect at Howl-O-Scream, you can join us again tomorrow on GMSA.
Back outside with Live Cam. We'll be wrapping up GMSA shortly. Right now it's 10 till. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, the latest developments in the Speaker showdown. Overnight, the new nominee for Speaker of the House is Mike Johnson. The big question, does he have the votes to end the 3-week stalemate? Also, an ABC News exclusive with the family of Travis King. They're speaking for the first time since the U.S. Army private voluntarily crossed over into North Korea came home. You're going to see those stories and so much more right here on GMA.
Police and firefighters know to drop everything at the sound of a 911 call, but not everyone dialing that number needs this kind of help. I'm Katrina Weber. I'll tell you about how it cost us all when that happens tomorrow on GMSA.
And we are celebrating Dia de los Muertos with Muertos Fest this weekend at Hemisphere and with the new space at Civic Park. So it's expected to be bigger than ever.
Admission is free, but if you can't go, you can still watch the festivities during our special broadcast November 1st at 8 p.m. It'll air right here on KSAT, or you can watch it online at ksat.com or any way you stream us.
So for all this information, you can get your phone out right now and scan the QR code on your screen. It will take you directly to our website. You can also find all of our Dia de los Muertos coverage there as well.
It's exactly 5 minutes till 7.
And still problems at I-10 at Crossroads. Let's check back with Steven.
And I'm seeing a little bit more of those flashing lights pop up on the monitors next to me, guys. So it looks like our morning commute is going to be off to a pretty troublesome start as we get a look there at 10 at Crossroads. Remember, this is a serious crash that was reported earlier along I-10 westbound, not too far from Crossroads. We do have first responders still out there on the scene, and traffic's already building now that we are at the start of morning rush. Pack your patience. That will be your friend this morning because we see a lot of that buildup that's taking place out there where 3 lanes are still blocked. Now, further up along I-10 eastbound, I do see another crash reported here, not causing as many issues, but I'm going to keep a close eye on that along I-10 as well as other spots in and around the Alamo City. We're off to a busy start over here, Mike.
Yeah, and just going to keep kind of some wet roads around the area, as is the case over there by 10, looking out toward the hill country. Inbound traffic, as you can see, is moving along kind of slowly out there. The showers that move through have kind of moved on off to the north, but we'll have a few more popping up here and there. There's not a lot out there. There's not going to be a lot today. Mid-70s right now and 84 high temperature. Now, tonight we're going to have to watch it in the hill country for some cells to develop out there, potentially some heavy rain in the hill country. Then the big front on Sunday, late afternoon on Sunday. You're going to know when this thing comes through, so get ready, and then raw and blustery on Monday.
All right, everybody's wearing our silver and black.
Yeah.
Go Spurs, go!